And we're going to do 3, 2, 1.
I've muted myself on Discord, so I hope you hear this, you little...
Where's your 0?
Oh, sorry. I'll be honest, I recorded a little funny message by muting myself on Discord, and I focused on that so much I forgot to.
Oh, what? So, yeah, I've got it right. So I'm going to have to listen back to this now and hear this message that you seemingly put in there for me. Yeah, so I don't know what you've said. I'm not going to hear what you said until I edit this together.
Excellent.
Sneaky.
Okay, so go again. 3, 2, 1.
All right, enter to begin. Good evening, welcome to CPOD. I am your host, Dorian. With me, as always, is our good man, Santa's little L. How are you all doing?
Okay, yeah, I'm impressed. Every week you manage to make me laugh and surprise me with those nicknames. I'll take it. I'm Santa's little L.
Santa's little L. I had some options this time round because I was thinking, well, there's Santa's little L. Oh, there was also Jingle L. I thought that's a bit too...
These are great.
A new one every week for you folks. How have we all been?
I've been good, mate. Been good. Good. This last week seems to have... Well, when I was working, it went very slowly. And now I'm off, it seems to be going very quickly. How about you?
That's the way it is. When you're at work, it's just like you're constantly staring at the clock, waiting for it to go, oh, how long have I got left till 5? 3 more hours. And then you're off and you think, oh, I've got an entire week. You close your eyes, you open them up again, and you sat back at your desk going, hang on a minute, how did I get here?
It's basically time travel, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Exactly that. Christmas is on its way, so today is our Christmassy kind of themed, our second Christmassy themed episode. Also, our 4th episode. Now, bear in mind that we record these every Sunday so that they get published every Monday. But considering that this is our 4th episode, that means we've been at this for borderline a solid month now. And it feels great. I'm really enjoying this.
Me too. Yeah, it's gone really quick as well. I say we've consistently had nice feedback as well. So, in any means that you've got capacity to, if you know us, drop us a message. You've got the comments on Spotify. I think you got the same on Apple Podcasts. Big shout out to JB, who's consistently given us feedback. So thank you very much. We've also had Toby on YouTube as well. Dropped a couple of comments on there. So thank you very much, mate. And a few more from the Nintendo Switch UK podcast, such as Al. So yeah, we really appreciate it. So please keep those coming in.
I did listen to that podcast where they mentioned us, more specifically you. I wasn't mentioning my name, but I didn't care. The fact that our podcast got a mention, I was just like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I ran straight to my other half. I was like, listen to this. We've been mentioned on this like huge podcast here in the UK. And even she was impressed. So she turned around and said, that's pretty cool. Well done. So yeah, that made me grin from ear to ear.
Wholesome moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a very wholesome moment. I've actually, funnily enough, this is a bit ad hoc, so I've got to apologise for this in advance, but I've actually got a Christmas story to read out as part of our second topic today from our very own JB.
Oh, nice.
So we'll get on to that. But on that note, should I say, what has Mr. Dorian been playing this week?
Well, first of all, I've been playing... 2 games, not necessarily new. The first one, I don't know why it's been coming up on my my algorithms on Facebook, where it comes up with just like retro games, and it'll show me something a little bit different on the PlayStation or the Mega Drive, and someone doing a playthrough. And Tenchu came up. Now I've got Tenchu and Tenchu 2 and 3. The first 2 came out for the PS1. I played Tenchu 2 a lot as a kid, not really getting what it was. It's a very stealth-heavy game where you play as a ninja. And since I've got it, I thought, you know what? I might pop that back in again and give it another go. And despite the fact that it's quite difficult, it's a lot of fun. So I've been playing that a little bit more. I've got as far as level 3. And what's really cool about it is that you can prepare by giving yourself tools to do the mission, but then you've got to work out where to go and how to get to your objective. And the objective's a little bit different every mission. Rescue this person, meet this person, assassinate this guy. and there's loads of different routes to get to your objective. And I always seem to take the one that's the least stealthy, but then in trying to run around finding what I'm trying to do, and then get to my next objective, I find the stealth route, and I go, oh, I could take that hole in the ceiling. And so I'll do the mission again and try and take the stealthy route. It's a brilliant game in that sense because it gives you a reason to go back and do it differently. This time, do it right. Don't be seen. So that's been brilliant. I've been really enjoying that. Up until one sneaky little minx here messaged me and said, "Is this your email, by the way?" And I said, "Yes, why?" And then he said, "Merry Christmas," and bought me the Halo, is it the Master Chief Collection?
Spot on,
yeah. And I've been playing a little bit of that. I've got all that installed. We had a session last night, and I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time. And neither, by the way, have I played a solid 3 hours of gaming in absolutely forever. So that was a fantastic night, and I cannot wait to play more of it.
So some of the things that happened, I mean, the Master Chief... Are we going to survive, sir? Your one-liner from that absolutely killed me. I was crying with laughter. I literally couldn't see the screen. And then following on from us talking about Halo Reach, just the second that you turned around, me just going, "It's been an honour, sir," and then just jumping backwards off the cliff. You just see me plummeting to my death. I think
chuckling to myself even today just thinking about that because when you get into the escape pod at the end of the very first mission, "Are we going to make it, sir?" You put your hand on the soldier's shoulders reassuringly, and I just said to Elliot, "You're going to feel your chest through your back." And honestly, the two of us were just crying.
It's just the thought of the soldier, you just see his face reflecting in Master Chief's visor, and he just goes, as you hit the ground in terminal velocity, it's so funny. So funny. I think, do you know what I loved about it as well is we were on the Pillar of Autumn, the big ship in Halo Combat Evolved, and God, I think we must have spent 40 minutes just chatting, tweaking settings and things, but then what I really like is it's really rare that you find your gaming sort of mojo with someone. So people play at sort of different pacing on a lot of single player games. And that can be quite off-putting because if you want to go and explore something and the other person's wanting to race through it, it can kind of, kill off your experience. Whereas both me and you were like looking at every detail, and we even spotted that there was I can't remember its exact code, something like Spartan 58, something like that. There was kind of an Easter egg in that level that we spotted and then found out some more information about, and they're in the Halo TV series, and it was really cool that we just took our time to kind of appreciate everything, and we're talking about it as we go. Maybe as like a 10th episode special, maybe we should actually try to upload a clip of us playing a game together, or maybe a mission in Halo that we're doing, or a final mission of one of the Halos or something. We should upload that as kind of a video podcast of us playing the game at the same time, because that was so much fun. So yeah, I really look forward to it. I'm glad you're happy with it as well. And of course, for those who don't know, the Master Chief Collection is essentially a remaster of 1 and 2, and then kind of just increased graphics and frame rate, and it's on PC and Xbox for the others. So you get Halo 1, 2, 3 ODST, 4, and Halo Reach, I believe. Because Halo 5 Guardians was a separate game, followed by Halo Infinite. The only things it's missing is Halo Wars 1 and 2, and then the sort of top-down spot and Assault, and I think there's another one, I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, fantastic. So, I'm trying to currently beat all of the Halo games. So I'm halfway through 3 ODST. I've just completed Halo Reach, which we talked about last week. And then I've got Halo 5 Guardians and Halo Wars 1 and 2. And then I've done every single Halo game that's come out. So there is the top-down ones to do as well. But yeah, that's my aim. That's my Christmas gaming, I think. But that's what I've been playing as well, funnily enough, is just that. Just dipping back, though, to... Was it Tenchu?
Tenchu, yeah.
You're saying? Was it Tenchu? Did you know that was made by From Software?
I... Kinda. Now that you've said it, it rings a bell. But in actuality, because when a game starts up similarly to a film, it'll give you all of the developer companies that developed it. And I think it was a Sony Japanese music studio that initially developed the first 2 games. And I've never played it apart from the Demon Souls and Bloodborne. We won't talk about that, but I've never properly played another From Software game since. But I think, didn't they become From Software later on?
It could be, yeah. I think just looking at it now, that seems to be, yeah, the publisher From Software. So maybe they became under the umbrella of that publisher. But it's still very cool. Very cool that you're enjoying it. I seem to remember. I think I had a demo of it. I think I had a demo or disc of it. But that's that's it. That's very cool.
So it's it's been a lot of fun. It's been a very good week for gaming, to be fair, and I'm looking forward to potentially doing more of it over the Christmas break. However, my partner will be working the majority of the Christmas break while I'm not, which means that I'll be playing parental duties for most of the time. But once he's in bed, I can sit down, grab a controller, and crack on. It'll be good.
Dorian, why is our son in bed at 5 p.m? Don't ask questions.
Oh, he's been knackered. You should see the run around he's had today. He's been swinging swords, stealth killing. I mean, he's been a good boy.
You had me going there. I was like, what? Swinging swords? Oh.
But speaking of...
Well, yeah, so...
Oh. Who's going first?
Please go on.
Oh, well. I was going to say, speaking of Sony Music Japan, because I believe that's who initially developed Tenchu and Tenchu 2, it brings us straight into topic 1 for today, which is intro music to games. When I say intro music, so at the beginning of... especially in the sort of the PlayStation and the Nintendo era, PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 era, you had those FMVs at the beginning of a game where it gave you clips, like a full CGI rendition. It gave you. Not give you. Gave you. Gives.
You said it give you. It's okay.
It give. It give clip. Good.
It give.
Lots of.
It gave clip much.
I can't speak any language particularly well, so my apologies. But yeah, one of the coolest things about these full motion FMVs, full motion, you know what? I give up. Because FMV stands for full motion
I didn't
video.
know what FMV stood for.
It's full motion
video.
video.
Well, I've learned that, so...
Yeah. Right, I'm going to wet my whistle.
Please don't actually give up. This is a podcast format. I kind of need... we kind of need, back and forth.
Right. I'm going to screw my head back on. I've wet my whistle now, so we're all good. The full motion videos at the beginning of games before you actually started the game were a big thing around the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era and all of the consoles around that era. And the music was often some of the best bits of those FMVs. And I had a particular one going around in my head to the point where I had to listen to the full game's soundtrack last week whilst I was working. And surprisingly, it was really, really good. So we're going to talk about that for our first topic. I've got 3 picked out, specifically. So I'm going to lead in with my very first one, which might surprise you a little bit. Tekken 2. Have you ever played Tekken 2?
Oh, now I've not played many of the Tekkens, but Tekken 2 specifically was a big part of my childhood, and I actually completed it as a kid. I remember grabbing the controller, raging, I think smacking it into the end of the bed in a complete fit of rage. I was like something, I must have been like 6 or 7, something like that. But yeah, I remember, my mum coming in. Well, if you're not having fun, stop playing it. You don't understand, mum. So Tekken 2, yeah, loved that. And I know what you mean, that FMV with Paul as well. Did he have a chopper motorbike and go in and?
He does. He's got this big motorbike, and then. It initially starts with Heihachi Mishima like climbing up a mountain in the rain, and there's thunder, but there's no music at all up until you get the close up of Paul grabbing it, like swinging his leg over the back of his bike, and then rides out into the city, into the sunlight, and then you get little clips of all the other characters like Jun Kazama and Lei Wulong, and then later on, my favourite character, Yoshimitsu, pops up and his mechanical hand is twisting and stuff. But the music, especially the intro, before any of the beat kicks in, it's not very punchy. It's not like this hard rock thing like many of the later Tekkens were. There's something kind of synth-poppy about it, but it still gets you really riled up, and you kind of go, oh, this is going to be good. But it's the music that makes it, not the FMV itself. And if you listen to the rest of the soundtrack, there are some absolute bangers in that soundtrack. Some really, really good tracks.
That is a solid choice, because that the music in that was phenomenal. I think a lot of the... In fact, we were talking about this the other day. I mean, when you go from the N64 and what that cartridge could actually hold to the full compact disc format, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously they could store basically full tracks, couldn't they? And I think that did a lot of heavy lifting for a few games. Good soundtrack lifted some games through. Well,
interestingly, actually the Sega Mega Drive that kind of did that first, because what the Sega Mega Drive did is when the Sega CD became an add-on, which kind of made some graphical enhancements on the basis that it could store more data, what they did is they actually added a lot of CD quality sounds and tracks to the games that had already been released. So say like Echo the Dolphin, for example, came out on the Mega Drive and the Mega CD. Now between the games there's zero difference, but to the soundtracks, one's a 16-bit soundtrack and the other is a full-fledged musical soundtrack.
Well, I didn't have 3 picks, I just had 1, but I've now come up with 3 based off that last comment. I've just added another game to that, so that was that's productive. Okay, well, I'm going to say it is. I'm going to probably just address this as a matter of fact. Can't be opinion, because this is just correct. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. The best game intro music, and probably the music of any game ever for me, has to be Halo. Specifically, the best one being Halo 2, the Mjolnir mix.
Oh, yeah. Because the first one was
I'm pretty sure... Yeah, the first one was good, but the second one introduced the guitar and sort of the more metal side to it. I'm pretty sure if I needed to, I could take over a country if I was listening to that at the same time. It's just, you can achieve anything. When I'm I've been on kind of a complete side. I've been on kind of a bit of a big fitness journey for the last year or so, and now I got into running as kind of the peak of that. And if I'm like, I need to stop, everything hurts, I'll put that mix on. I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. No, I'm absolutely fine. I can run another 5k. It's that music is something special.
I can imagine you just running like a full marathon. You've got a track playing in your ears, all of a sudden that comes on. Someone tries to pass you a water bottle, you look at it in disgust and just go, I need a weapon.
Yeah, but what I would actually see is that person just in the escape pod.
It's the same guy's trying to hand you the water bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
okay. What about your second game?
Yeah, that is a solid pick. I 100% agree with that. So my second game, I was a little bit torn because this entire series again has some phenomenal tracks, but this one I've picked because not only is it the original, but I've heard a different rendition, which since hearing it now holds a very special place in my heart because it just sounds phenomenal. And it's the original Silent Hill. And the composer of Silent Hill is a very, very talented bloke called Akira Yamaoka. He did the majority of the Silent Hill games, and his stuff is that good that in the first Silent Hill film, all of the soundtrack and all of the score is just his work from the previous games. They didn't need any more. I think there's one scene where they use a bit of Johnny Cash, but other than that, they just use all of the soundtracks from Silent Hill 1 to 4. And it's fantastic. It's brilliant. They're a bit... what's the word I'm looking for? They're a bit like 90s...
Melancholy?
Some of the tracks are, yes. But there's a bit like a 90s indie rock kind of vibe to them as well, which at the time, obviously it was the late 90s, so it kind of fit, but it kept that throughout. It's especially apparent in the first 2 games, where you've got that indie rock kind of vibe to it. However, I watched on YouTube, if you go onto YouTube and you type in Silent Hill piano, you'll see this guy with phenomenally long hair very well kept, and he looks like he belongs in a Viking metal band. And he's got this huge Steinway piano in front of him, and he plays the full Silent Hill 1 theme on the piano. And then you realise just how beautiful this piece of music really is, because it all of a sudden it doesn't sound like an indie rock. It sounds like a story. It sounds like a very sad story is being played out. And it's brilliant. I find it fantastic, and I love listening to it. I love listening to all of the soundtracks. They're horribly depressing, some of them, don't get me wrong, but that's the idea of the game, and the soundtrack very much reflects that. And a lot of people have said that half of the thing that makes those games is the soundtrack. And I don't think there's anything more powerful than the opening FMV that sets the tone and sets the mood for you. That this is the feel that this game is going to have. It's going to be sad, a little bit scary. The soundtrack's not too scary. I'm digressing. Silent Hill 1. Go check out that soundtrack.
Yeah, but then again, I think the sort of the overarching theme of a lot of our discussions is that these games give you escapism and pull you into a different environment, and that environment isn't always Super Mario. Sometimes it is dark environments that make you go, that problems probably don't seem as bad, in hindsight.
Yeah.
So I'll need to listen to that. I've not given that a true listen myself, so I will actually. I will after this. I'm gonna just before bed. I will have a good listen.
Maybe
to that.
maybe not just before bed, because you'll end up with some very strange dreams. Oh, all right, okay. On your head, be it.
That and 5 blocks of cheese, 5 blocks of cheddar, and Silent Hill.
You're in for a rough night, my friend.
And this is on as a parent. So I think my second game would be the music to the original Guild Wars Prophecies campaign.
Okay.
Now, the cop-out here is it was composed, written by Jeremy Soule.
Oh.
Who, of course, also did all the music for Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yes.
So that gives you an idea of how good it is. So, and that's my cop out of saying one game but meaning 3. So yeah, I mean, I think on Spotify specifically, I think it's Guild Wars Live. It's where they did a live performance of it, and it just when I'm listening to sort of the DJ app and Spotify, which gives you kind of like goes through all of the songs you've listened to and playlists and tries to recommend things, that regularly comes up, and I listen to the entire thing every time. Instant nostalgia. So yeah, but it's a fantastic track, really good one. So that was a bit of a quick one from me. What about your third and last pick?
Now you've put me on the spot, because you've said Jeremy Soule, and I think, you know what, Skyrim is up there. It's really up there as one of my favourite soundtracks ever. And I've got a bunch of playlists on my Spotify, and one of them is a playlist that I like to relax to. Excuse me, I'm a little bit gassy here. And I've got tracks from Jeremy Soule and from Skyrim in that list. So, for example, one of my favourite tracks is Aurora, which is a beautiful piece of music. And then there's Kind's Peace, or it's also called First Night. I want that playing at my funeral. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. However, the track that I've actually gone for is a Resident Evil game, but it's not a particular. Well, it is a well-known Resident Evil game, but it's not one of the main series, as it were. So it's not like 2 or 3 or Code Veronica. It's actually Outbreak. The intro music for Resident Evil Outbreak it's got no reason to be in that FMV whatsoever in that game, because I've heard of the game. I remember playing a little bit. I've not played it since I was like 13, 14. But I remember the game being okay and very different for a Resident Evil game. But that FMV stuck with me just because of how very orchestral and how big it is. And it sounds like the beginning to some kind of massive, massive multi-million-dollar film that someone's clearly put a lot of time and heart into this. And the FMV for that is just phenomenal. And the music is pristine. It's beautiful. It's so well put together. I'm by no means a musician, but it feels very well written. Like this is written by somebody that really cares and really wants to invoke something, invoke an emotion. And it does get a little a little sense of haunted creepiness sort of towards the middle, and especially, at the beginning and at the end. But there's like an overture sort of in the middle that's very uplifting as well. And it does hit you in the feels. You've got no reason why, because you're about to step outside and get attacked by zombies. It was like, I'm a little confused here. What is this supposed to be? It's a great piece of music.
That's another one I'm going to have a listen to, because I don't know that one either. Don't know that one either. So yeah, you're giving me a list of things to go and check out here. And
I will go check out Guild Wars, most certainly.
Yeah, it is a very good one. Honestly, yeah, it's very, very good. I'm going to quick fire with my third and honourable mention.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my third is the music from RuneScape. So it's very kind of...
that takes me back.
Yeah, you listen to, I mean, not just sea shanty, which is, gold, but yeah, you listen to some of the kind of the music in order of the towns that you would have visited when you were playing that, and it's what they did for, I believe it's 8-bit, I believe, and what they managed to do in the confines of that music is just incredible. Some of the amazing tracks, with, of course, the honourable mention of Duke Nukem, Time to Kill, the FMV.
I thought you might slip that in there somewhere.
Yeah, it has to be in there, doesn't it? I can't remember the name of the band, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I've been listening to them lately, actually.
The name of the
it's
band.
Stabbing Westward.
That's it. Great song. If you had to pick a honourable mention, putting you on the spot, what would you go for?
Oh, wow. Man. That's a... All right. I do know it, actually. I do know. I believe the guy that wrote the soundtrack is a relative of one of the members of Aerosmith. But I could be wrong. But Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1, specifically the first Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1, was very inspired by sort of nu metal at the time. So there's lots of very crunchy guitars all throughout that soundtrack, and there's the theme itself is still the standard Spider-Man theme, but it's not covered in guitars, but it's just got enough bounce in it that it pops. It sounds good. So I think that's an excellent soundtrack. So it's not so much the game intro song for that, but if I had to give an honourable shout out to a soundtrack, it would probably have to be Spider-Man for the PS1.
Much cheerier option than your previous three.
You start to sense a pattern here.
Yeah, get one. Well, I think, if you've got a particular bit of a game intro music which you're passionate about, you know, one of your favourites, drop that in the comments, let us know, because we're keen to find that out, as well. So,
yeah, engage
with us. But that, I think, moves us on to our second topic this week, where we're talking about the Christmas Day tech. So correct me if I'm wrong, Dorian, but we're talking about the tech that you received on Christmas Day. What reminds you of that Christmas Day present? Are we correct in that? Am I on the right train of thought here?
It was your idea. You tell me.
Excellent. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly talk about a story JB sent in. So it's his Christmas gaming story.
Okay.
Christmas 1982.
Oh wow, that's going back some.
Well, that's insulting. I mean, I was going to say, I wasn't born for something like another 12 years.
That's bad.
But just to make him feel great.
Worse. Yeah, Christ.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, he wanted a Spectrum 48K, and he got one. It was purchased from WH Smith's when they were cool.
Nice.
In Sheffield, apparently. So your neck of the woods. The downstairs was music and gaming. And when he opened it, he found it didn't work. It was exchanged four more times before then being refunded, as none of them actually worked. And he wasn't allowed any more computer presents until he finally got a Spectrum 128K Plus in 1987. So he says, add that to our happy Christmas stories, and maybe that explains some things, because in the Nintendo Switch UK podcast, he's kind of got the grumpy old man title in that Discord. And yeah, so that's one of his Christmas stories. I think I'll go very quickly into mine just to keep the flow of this going. So I think playing Guild Wars 1 with a load of our friends on Christmas Day, I remember that was fantastic, just all of us playing that together, just how magical that felt. But weirdly, and I got things like I was very lucky, I got a PS2 near when it came out on Christmas Day, and I remember playing that and that being phenomenal. Had no games for it, so it was like the one demo, I think, but it was still just brilliant. Absolutely loved it. But this is a weird one, but for me, my favourite Christmas Day tech was the Nintendo DS Lite that I got.
Nice.
It was a gloss black Nintendo DS Lite.
Yeah.
And one of the games I had for it was Need for Speed Underground 2. And I absolutely loved it. It had an incredible soundtrack. Obviously, it wasn't as good as the PS2 release, but they kind of made like a... You know how they did it. It wasn't the original game, but they'd kind of made it work. You could edit sort of your paint and decals and things like that, actually using the stylus. I've since gone back and tried to play it. It is a truly terrible game, but I remember it being great.
Yeah.
I remember really, really enjoying it. So, and it was one of those where we used to live. We had a wood burn fire, and it was snowing outside. We had all the family there. Everyone was all together. Just a very kind of wholesome moment playing that, because it was the first sort of handheld that I had where I was playing downstairs with people. I'm sure I got a Game Boy Color as well, but I was very young, so I can't really recall those moments, but the DS sticks in my mind. I did have the Xbox 360 and I bought it pre-owned, and we did go through 5 or 6 consoles of returns because of the red ring until we eventually got refunded. But it wasn't Christmas Day, so I couldn't link my story to JB. But yeah, so I think that's it. I think I'd go my DS Lite, which I still regret getting rid of. How about yourself, Dorian? What was your Christmas Day tech memory you've got?
Well, it's difficult because the Christmas Day present that sticks out to me the most is probably the bike that I got when I was 13. It was this Apollo Slammer, this orange and silver bike, but it's not very tech related.
Apollo Slammer.
Yeah, it was a great little thing. I had that for years and years. But when it comes to actually like receiving games and stuff, it's difficult to try and pinpoint one that really stands out, because most years I'll get a game from my dad, because my dad's a big gamer as well. I do remember. And there's a bit of a story behind this. When my dad and my stepmom first met my now fiance, we were talking about, what was everyone doing for Christmas, by the way? And my fiance, in a little bit of a panic, just went, I can host it. I can cook Christmas dinner for everyone. And then, seemingly to call a bluff, I don't know, but my dad and my stepmom just kind of looked at themselves for a second, and then looked back at her and went, okay. So we ended up having Christmas 2019 at my partner's flat. But I do remember that year rather, Death Stranding came out. And Death Stranding was the result of Silent Hills being cancelled. I believe I've managed to reference Silent Hill in almost every podcast that we've done so far, by the way. So I am a fan if you didn't guess.
I'm getting a vibe.
Definite vibes. Dangerous vibes. Red flag. So, yeah, I do remember I got Death Stranding that year for my PS4. I absolutely loved that game. I still have that game. I fell in love with it so much, in fact, that I believe the following year, me and Nadia went to go see Low Roar, who was the guy that did the soundtrack, the majority of the soundtrack for Death Stranding. Because I remember hearing it in the 2016 reveal, and fell in love with that song, immediately downloaded it on Spotify, heard more of the soundtrack on the game. So we went to go see him live in a little basement in Manchester, which was the best gig I've ever been to, because it wasn't, a huge gig. It wasn't tons of people there. It was about 30, 40 people stood with a couple of lights around him in the basement in Manchester. It was brilliant. Great gig. So for me, I think if someone says, what's the best game you've got for Christmas ever? I think for me, and everything that relates to it, it would have to be Death Stranding in 2019.
Fair play. I love that story behind that as well. Well, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but my wife, post-Christmas, we're going to have a reveal of presents.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to discuss.
Looking
forward to discuss. I have to remain anonymous right now. But I'm looking forward to discuss that.
Gotcha.
Looking forward to discuss that. Yeah, no, Death Stranding, in fact, I think Lauren's either just bought it or about to, which means I'll also have access to it on Xbox. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can play it, maybe even complete it. Who knows? But obviously I've got my Christmas Halo binge to get through now, and Harry Potter's to watch. So I'm going to be a busy boy and many runs to do. So yeah, trying to cram all that in.
It's a lot. Yeah, we've got these days off for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So that then pulls us over to this week's news.
Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. That didn't need the soundtrack, but I thought...
you have? I liked it. It was a good jingle. I liked it.
So, yes.
Do you have any news from this week?
Well, there's been rumours going around in the forums for one of my, if not my actual favourite game series.
You've been in the forums again?
I'm sorry. I can't keep out. I keep going in and just see what's
We've spoken about this. Intervention.
I've disappointed myself and others. I'm sorry. So it's mostly just on Facebook. I don't actually dive into the forums themselves, but you know when you like one thing and then all of a sudden Facebook says, "Oh, if you like this, then you might like these thousands of other pages." Despite the fact that you're not joined up to them, you see their posts anyway. So those that know me know that I'm a big Legacy of Kain fan. I own all of the games physically, apart from Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. I bought those. Those are I think, one of the two games I've pre-released. I've pre-ordered ever before they were released. And so there was a bit of a thing going on that potentially Legacy of Kain might be coming back, because after this remaster, there was a bit of a spark of interest again. And all of us diehard fans were going, "Oh, is it really happening?" And then, of course, there's potentially new fans coming in that have just been introduced to the series going, "What's this Soul Reaver?" And then going, "Actually, this is a really good story. I like the character designs. I like the atmosphere. Vampires traveling through time. What's this? This is really original." However, apparently, the rumor is that EDOS have just cut, well, what was EDOS rather, have just cut any funding to do with any Legacy of Kain venture for the future. So the rumor is that it is officially dead, and there will be no Legacy of Kain going forward. And it does tie in with some of the reviews that have gone on with their Kickstarter campaign, because they were doing a Kickstarter shortly before the release of the remasters in December 2024. And this Kickstarter was promising. There was a lot promised in it. They said, "Oh, we're going to bring out this book, which is illustrated by these guys that do Magic the Gathering cards. And on top of that, there's going to be an art book and a history book and all of these accessories and cool stickers and these 3D prints that you can get." And it was backed by a lot of people. I think it hit a few million. But the graphic novel came out a little bit earlier this year. To the critique of many, a lot of people really didn't like it. They said the story was subpar and didn't really tie into the game because there were characters and events that didn't make any sense. And they said that the art was just poor. Now, I can't necessarily judge for myself because I've not read it, so I don't know. I'm only reading the reviews and the opinions online. But apparently one of the side effects of this is that I think the developer have just lost their faith in that IP and gone, "You know what? We don't need this anymore. It's not making enough money." So they've dropped it. Supposedly. Which I can only imagine for you is heartbreaking. Am I right in thinking you still have a Legacy of Kain tattoo as well? I do. It was my first tattoo. I've got Raziel's insignia on my left arm, which is a very nerdy thing to... Yeah. It's it's a very nerdy thing to do to get a gaming tattoo. But you've seen my tattoo, my buttock? What have you seen? A little from column A. A little from column B. Column A, I guess, being the... Anyway, yes. Well, yeah, which... It's insane, really, isn't it? You'd think that for a game with such a strong legacy and following that, the game would be released. It's a shame. However, part of me does think that perhaps it should have stayed dead. Because that way it was a fond memory. Because the last game ended on kind of a cliffhanger. And sometimes the imagination will do more than what people can do for you. And it still ended on that cliffhanger, so there's no additional story. But it's one of those where someone's tried to bring it back and everyone's gone, and it's just, it's the attempts to revive it is the disappointment. Whereas if it had just stayed dead, it would have become something bigger, I think. It would have held its legacy better.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, they can almost overdo it, can't they, as well?
Very quickly, I do have one more shout out for my news this week, which is something that I find very interesting. So it is game related as well. The Fallout TV show. So I watched season 1, very much enjoyed it. My partner couldn't quite get past the violence in episode 1, so they decided not to sit with me to watch it. And I was like, you know what? I get it. It's a little bit graphic. That's cool. So I've not seen any of season 2, but apparently what the creators of the show have been doing is they've been using AI to generate the previously on Fallout titles before the actual episode kicks in. But the AI has been getting it incorrect and has been giving misinformation about the previous episodes before the next one begins. So I don't know who's been developing it, but they've dropped the AI recaps because it's been making mistakes, apparently. I just hope for the fans that it's not been giving away spoilers to future episodes, because that would suck.
It's a scary thing. You look at any tech news at the minute and AI is just plastered all over it. Just to jump on the back of that, Firefox going to add an AI kill switch after community pushback from it being in there. Mm-hmm. You've got new AI weather systems. The Doge, D-O-G-E, laid off the humans, and now the IRS is deploying AI agents.
Whoa.
It's just ridiculous, the amount that it's actually going across now. And kind of as seemingly as well unmanaged is the scary bit, isn't it? It's being released unmanaged. It's Terminator. It's happening. Well, I think really the only one thing that I would like to discuss in the this week's news is quite a big one. I've been struggling to get on the internet this week, Dorian.
Oh, why
struggling to access the internet? Well, seemingly Google have just killed off the 25-year-old Sega Dreamcast Planet Web 3.0 web browser on disk. So via my Sega Dreamcast, I can no longer access the internet. So Reddit is no more. Cannot access it. Can't upload. It's done.
That's a shame, man.
They've done it. They've taken it down.
How are you going to get onto the internet now?
I think I'm going to have to go to a public library with my Dreamcast and maybe find a Dreamcast compatible camera and take pictures of the screen to load it onto the Dreamcast to take it home, connect it to my old CRT TV and look at the photos back. I think that's what else can I do? So
this podcast then, because I'm currently recording this on my computer and I will upload it, but I also need your file. Does that mean that you're recording on a dictaphone and you're going to have to post me your tape that I've somehow got to play back and then upload onto my PC to then send off to the internet? How are you even going to listen to the podcast, man? It's audio only.
Yeah, well, I get it to you via a series of pigeons. So I record it to an LP and I duct tape that to the pigeon in an aerodynamic manner. And then it's a bit like a baton system in the Olympics.
Oh my! You just frisbee the pigeon into the air, just hoping you've got the right direction, and that it'll fly far enough to get to me.
It's physics. Physics explains it. I just gotta go Sheffield and frisbee it.
You make it sound like a Harry Potter thing, where it's like, was it flute powder?
I don't remember Harry Potter duct taping LP records to pigeons, using them as far as they could.
That pigeon's going to have to be hedged to carry that.
Harry Potter and the Pigeons of Stone.
Yeah, madness, absolute madness. So you're saying that the Dreamcast is no longer compatible on the internet whatsoever?
Basically, yeah. So the disc application, which will allow you to, as a web browser, to get on the internet, Google have finally just basically killed those servers off. Which is kind of an important measure, I would imagine, to close certain loopholes and things. But to be honest with you, the rest of the news tech news that I can find is generally a little bit depressing at the minute. You've got AI this, AI that, job losses, no one can get memory, even DRAM memory is now affected. So it's Christmas. So Christmas, hey. Let's keep it upbeat. So instead we're talking about, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Pigeons.
That's it.
Instead.
Well, I'll tell you what, I will end on a lighter note this week then. So I sent you some pictures. Pigeon of Azkaban. Oh,
Harry Potter and the half-blood pigeon.
You're a wizard, Harry. I can't
Harry
do a pigeon
Potter
noise.
and the Deathly Pigeons. Part 1.
I'm going to wipe my eyes now, hang on. Oh, that was funny. Anyway, so whilst my son's been sat watching his cartoons today, I had an hour to kill and thought, you know what? I'm gonna tear apart my PSP. Because we were talking a couple of episodes ago about our portable gaming systems, and I still have my PSP and my PS Vita, and there seems to be a bit of a PSP renaissance at the moment. So I thought, you know what? I know that mine's filthy, and the circle thing doesn't quite sit right. So I've taken the front of my PSP off, and it was disgusting. Like I don't know how many owners there were before me. I bought this thing for 30 quid off Facebook Marketplace in 2020, and it was gross. It's white as well. So you can see all of like the old skin and the brownness underneath the buttons, and it was horrible. So I've spent about an hour trying to clean that thing out, and it looks brilliant. I've reset the circle button. It plays beautifully, and amazingly, I didn't get any dust underneath the screen either. So there's my last piece of news. I've taken apart my PSP and cleaned it. So
I like that. That's good news.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll say is before we get the Scoutmaster Dorian to run through our outro and hopefully some topics to discuss in the next podcast, I would like to discuss your top 3 PSP games I'd like to put in our topics for next podcast.
Oh, wow. Top 3. Fair play. All right. I've not actually played that man. You know what? No, I'm not going to discuss it now. That's for next week.
No, let's move on.
More than happy to do that. Yeah, sounds good. So that's us for today. We hope you have a fantastic Christmas. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, follow us, download our stuff, wherever you are. If it's on Spotify, if it's on YouTube, if it's on Apple, we are there. And we appreciate all the feedback, all the views. We're constantly looking at our comments. We're constantly looking at our views going, oh, it's working. So yeah, we love it. We enjoy doing it. It's fantastic. It's loads of fun. And we hope you find it as fun as we do. That's us for this week. Thank you very much for joining us again. And have a good Christmas. We'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
See you guys inside. Bye-bye.
Bye.